Hey everyone, this is Jessica Kaufman from Wax On Batik and Dye Studio, and I want to say thank you so much for being willing to check out this video on a really unique project that I'm undertaking in just a few short months. I've never done anything like this before, but I believe passionately in the purpose of this project. This video will only take a few minutes, and by the end you'll know so much more about what I'm going to do, where I'll be doing it, why it's so important, and best of all, what's in it for you if you want in. So this is what I'm calling a collaborative learning experience. And by that I mean that I, as a solo entrepreneur and artist, am choosing to undertake a journey of my own making to the other side of the world to go deep into the heart of one of my most precious loves, batik. So here we go. First, the basic who, what, when, why, hows. It's just me. I'm leaving on February 1st because that seemed like a solid date to do something cool. And in the briefest possible way of saying this, I'm going to Bhojpur, India to study batik with a 5th generation batik artist and his family in their traditional dye studio. And I'll get into a little more detail as we go. So who am I? Well, now I have a master's degree and I own my own business, and I started off learning batik as a summer camp counselor when I was 19. It's a true story. One of my campers named Kate went to the batik group and as a little kid learned how to batik, and when she came back to my cabin where I was a camp counselor, she had this gorgeous piece and I basically begged it off of her. I'm not proud. I was a 19-year-old, she was like a 9-year-old, and Kate, if you're out there, thank you for letting me beg your finished project from you. I still have it. So I've been obsessed with the look of batik for almost half of my life, and now I'm committed to making it and teaching it, and as of February, traveling the world to study with it, or to study it and to connect with the other artists who do so. So the artist that I've selected is a man named Anwar. And the whole reason this project is actually happening is because I joined a Facebook group one day, a random Facebook group called Batik Techniques that has a few thousand people in it from all over the world. Now, for at least a year, I've been daydreaming about going to the source of batik and learning sort of the roots of this art form that I'm so enamored with. And I even had set up some Google flight alerts just for fun, just to see if there were ever any killer sales from my area to India, Indonesia, or parts of Africa, because I felt so wide open about this desire to go study at the source. And batik has sort of like come up in a couple of different places in the world as their traditional art. So I was daydreaming about this batik-based travel idea, which sounds crazy, and I had just joined the Facebook group with people from all over the world, and I start seeing this guy Anwar's posts about his batik workshop in India. And I did a little digging, as you do, on Facebook, and he's been sharing these amazing photos and videos for years and years back in this group. His business has a Facebook page, and there I got to read reviews from people who had visited and learned how to batik and dye with him at his studio. Sounds familiar, right? This is exactly what I do on Facebook. Share my excitement and drum up support for people who want to come to my studio and learn. So I felt like I had found a peer and a possibility. And I wrote to him and I got an invitation. And literally the next day, I got a flight notice in my email that was half off of what round-trip tickets to India usually cost. I think I talked to maybe one friend about it and then clicked it. I bought it with my credit card and wrote to Anwar, the artist, and said, I'm coming. And we've chatted online almost every day since. Anwar's whole family are batik artists, and he counts himself as a 5th generation batiker. He studied at Kala Raksha, which is a super cool organization in the Kutch area, which is where I'm going, supporting traditional handcrafts and local people supporting themselves through handwork. It actually reminds me a lot of the early work that Olive Dame Campbell was doing when she started the folk school here in North Carolina. So check out their website at www.kala-raksha.org just to see a little more of that. So one of the main things that I'm super excited about to learn from Anwar is how he uses these wooden blocks to print with wax. I mean, at my studio, I dip in a paintbrush or a cookie cutter here and there, or an Indonesian janting tool, but I've never used wood blocks before. How cool does that look? So with these wooden blocks, you can get all over patterns and multi-layer it up, and just look at that crackle. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to learn how to print this way. Another thing I'm excited about is working outdoors to dye and boil out the wax. At Wax On, I use an induction stovetop and a pot of water that can boil maybe 3 shirts at once, maximum. It's better to do more like 2. And of course, we're on the grid because we're using electricity. I stir with metal kitchen tongs and plastic spoons that I got from a big box store. But at Anwar's studio, they're making wood fires and boiling outside in the traditional fashion. And I think he's using a stick in that photo. I love it. I'm assuming those pots can hold yards and yards of fabric. So what if I started doing this in Asheville? Primitive skills batiking, anyone? I sense a mashup. So look, that is production mode. There is a pile of gorgeous, hand-printed, freshly dyed, and boiled out batiks. Maybe I'm more into batik than I should be, but does that make anyone else's mouth water? Just a little bit, like looking at all that fabric? And because Anwar's studio is in a desert region, unlike Western North Carolina, things actually dry quickly outside. Imagine that. Having the use of a large outdoor area and strong sunshine makes it really come alive for me why this art form has been practiced in this area of the world for so long. As dye artists, I think we love to be able to use the power of the sun to speed up our dyeing process. So Anwar opened his business in 2010, and since then he's hosted tons of people from all over the globe who are interested in learning traditional textile arts of the Kutch region. So much has been written about this kind of hands-on learning, and it matters to me deeply that we do everything we can to keep experiential, place-based learning alive. So there's his studio and my studio together. We're going to be creating this experience. So I'm sure that I'm not the only one who feels a real calling towards this work, or any work really that promotes a direct relationship between artist, maker, and community. This is a chance to connect another link in our global community and ensure that both handcraft and international friendships continue to grow and strengthen. That's really important to me right now, especially given the political climate of the country where I'm coming from. I'm really excited to be able to travel outside of the United States to learn with a Muslim artist in a traditional fabric art. I mean, doesn't that look like fun? Who wouldn't want to learn this? Look at those happy faces. I really want to experience this and to show you what I'm doing. So speaking of the desert, here exactly is where I'm going. So I'm flying into Mumbai from Charlotte, and then I'm immediately grabbing a connecting flight up to Ahmedabad. I'm not sure exactly yet how I'll get out west to Bhojpur, but I'm pretty sure it involves an overnight bus ride. If you were envying my trip, that's where you'll probably be feeling a little gratitude to be missing out on the overnight bus ride. So you are 8 minutes in, and I'm finally going to pitch you. Are you ready? I want you to be involved in this project. It's a huge, exciting undertaking, and without an audience, a lot of the point is missing for me. I'm a teacher, after all, and so without a student body to pass this experience along to, I just want to tell you all about it in real time as it unfolds. So, the first easiest thing you can do is simply by following along online. My social media is at Wax On Studio everywhere. It's on Instagram, Facebook. I have a new blog. My website, www.waxonstudio.com, will all be updated from the road as signal allows. And come to that, you can definitely follow Anwar too, and his Facebook page is facebook.com/batik by Anwar. The next important thing that you can do is by signing up for my mailing list. These people, these subscribers, get more content, plain and simple. The news goes there. It helps me directly connect with you, the interested student, whether you're into batik, into India, into multicultural collaboration, into fabric art, into me and my work, or all of the above. I'll put a link in the description for this video, so just click it and sign up. It's never spammy, I promise. I never give your address to anyone. I don't even know how to do that. It's just me reaching out to you to share what I'm doing. And Asheville peeps, this is super huge news for my friends in the area. I'm going to be having a gallery show for the whole month of April. I'm exhibiting full of my batik work, both from before the India trip and hopefully things I make while I'm there. And I'm used to doing craft shows and music festivals, but this is my first actual art exhibition. And we're having a big party for the opening reception on Wednesday, April 11th. So please put it in your calendars. I want you to be able to see the work from this project and buy it and take it home with you to decorate your life or your body. We'll have one of my favorite DJs there spinning like Indian influenced electronica, and there will be amazing food and drink, and you can see the whole city. It's a rooftop bar. It's only 6 to 8 p.m., so you early birds, you have no excuses. So look for that. And the most exciting way for you to be involved is by pre-registering for the online course that I'll be creating while I'm in India. I plan on doing this every year, by the way, traveling to a faraway land and bringing home what I learned to you so that you, from the comfort of your own laptop, can get to learn along with me. Pre-registering is actually a heck of a deal because you'll get quality content at a much lower price than those who wait until the entire series is released to buy it. And it will help me know that there's an audience out there who wants to watch these step-by-step travelogues on traditional textile arts. There will be a link to that too. So this is the last slide, folks, and thanks for sticking with me for 11 minutes. I want to tell you why I think that purchasing these online travelogues are a great deal for anyone who is into travel or into crafts or into batik specifically. It's for anyone who loves dabbling and learning new things, or who maybe lives in an area where it's hard to get out to live classes and workshops. It's for anyone who's ever wanted to go to India and wants something a little more focused than jumping around on YouTube videos. So first, it's way cheaper than actually coming with me. I got a great deal on my plane ticket this time around, but this is going to be less than the cost of going out on the town for one night, and you can purchase lifetime access to this course. So it's way cheaper than a plane ticket. And what you'll get is first-hand, real-life, immersive video content shot on the ground in India. Wherever I go, you'll get to go. I'll use my decades of teaching and making experience to determine what details you won't want to miss out on and what I won't waste your time on. And don't worry, I'm having this series professionally edited and translated, and I'll be shooting with a tripod and a brand new phone, so you will get the smoothest ride possible. No overnight buses required. Your purchase directly supports us as local, small-scale, independent artists and makers. What could be more important than that when it comes to choosing how you spend your money? Everyone involved is concerned with delivering the best, most heartfelt, this is how we really do it content to you. And it keeps traditional art forms alive. I want you to imagine a world in which everybody forgets how to do these things. We don't pass on how we dye. We don't pass on how we do wax resist. We don't pass on block printing. And instead, it's just easier to go buy pre-printed things that were mass-produced somewhere overseas. So I'm really, really interested in actively being a part of passing on from generation to generation these traditional art forms. So I really hope that you'll come along. Look below for links on how to follow me, how to sign up for the mailing list, how to follow Anwar, and most importantly, where to go on my website to pre-enroll for all this content that I'm going to be producing. I know that pre-enrolling is risky because I haven't actually made the content yet, but what it does is helps fund me and my efforts in making a product that I can then give to you at a much lower price than anyone else who is waiting to sign up for after these videos have been edited, uploaded, and